What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. This is another YouTube exclusive. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Today we are going to be talking about the offensive coordinator spots for the Houston Texans. Texans. Before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything we got going on.
Yeah, Kliff Kingsbury. He was dodging calls for a while in Thailand, decided to fly back, and looks like he's going to take the job on DeMeco Ryan's staff as the offense coordinator. What do you think about that fit?
Hold on. He's interviewing. It's not a for sure thing, but I don't think what's the thing on Hangover 2? Like Bangkok has him now.
Mm,
So I don't think you come out of Bangkok to not take this job if you're offered it. Loki, I kind of like the fit. I was seeing someone was like, well, Kliff has had success with a smaller quarterback. If they do get Bryce Young, like that'd be a pretty good fit. And even then, it helps to have a guy who was you've coached as DeMeco Ryans. You wouldn't reach out to Kliff Kingsbury if you didn't respect his offense because you've seen him now multiple times. And actually, multiple times he's beaten the 49ers with, kind of a subpar roster. He beat him once with Colt McCoy even. So you know that Kliff Kingsbury can deal without, and you know that DeMeco has to respect him enough to hey, let's coax him out of Thailand. I really want him to have the job. So I don't know. I know a lot of people don't really like Kliff Kingsbury's offense. I think if he's just an offensive coordinator, it kind of sets up perfectly with DeMeco being the guy who's going to take the reins, who's really going to oversee the defense and just make sure that, hey, I'll do all the decision making. Kliff, just give me the offense. Just get the offense on the field and we're good.
yeah, I totally agree. That's where I was going to go with this. There's some guys in the league who are constantly trying to be head coaches, and maybe you're just a coordinator. Maybe you're just an amazing coordinator, like Vic Fangio kind of person.
Spagnola for the Chiefs.
But yeah, Kliff Kingsbury is a guy that I wouldn't trust giving a head coaching position again. If you just look at his track record, he's been kind of mid throughout his whole career. Even going back to college, I was surprised that he got the Arizona Cardinals head coaching job. It was just like a fit thing with Kyler Murray. But if you just let him focus on being the offense coordinator, this could maybe work out if they get like a Bryce Young in there. And who knows, maybe Kliff does turn it around, and in like 2 years, he is getting head coaching jobs again. But this is a guy who I think should just fully commit to being an OC and really become a master of that craft. And then, maybe later down the line, he can retry it again. But for now, let's just focus on here and trying to build up this Texans team with a young roster. They got is it John Michie is there, I believe.
Yeah,
They got
he's going to
Damian
be playing next season. I think this season because he had leukemia. He was out the entire year. So hopefully he's back, recovered, ready to go. That'll be a good piece.
They got like a
back.
Nico Collins, great young running back. If they get a quarterback in there, I'm excited to see what this offense could be with Kliff. But with DeMeco, I think this could be a great hire. Someone who knows how to be a leader in the room and someone who has experience and can just take over that offense. And DeMeco doesn't have to worry about it. It's just out of sight, out of mind. DeMeco focus on the defense and being the leader of the team. Kliff, you just handle the offense completely on you. But we'll say if the offense doesn't look good, all the blame goes on Kliff Kingsbury, and he's right back in Thailand.
Oh, yeah. And that is the one thing. So I did watch the entire season of in-season Hard Knocks with the Arizona Cardinals. And it was so interesting to see the downfall of the Cardinals because you knew again, you're a week ahead of watching it in real time. And so you knew that they were going to lose this game. And how is Kliff going to react? And you knew that they were going to lift this game. How is Kliff going to react? And each time he just didn't hold guys accountable. I think that was the one thing that the Arizona Cardinals really, really did lack. You had leadership in the players, on defense, really stepping up. Buda Baker was pissed off. He even cried, dude, I'm tired of fucking losing. Let's go. JJ Watt was tired of fucking losing. Let's go. But you didn't really have that on the offensive front. So that would be my one caveat with Kliff is can you hold guys accountable? If we are not doing well, can you sit in there and actually criticize some people. We just seen like when he was the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, it was almost like like every after game speech was literally just, hey, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys worked your ass off. There's a few mistakes, but we'll get better. But no one was ever, he like never once did he like rip into someone's ass and be like, yo, you are not doing good. Like you are not doing your job. Your job is this. Like there was no course correcting. And I think that's where he can improve as a coach, and maybe like him a little bit having the pressure off of him as being the head guy. Maybe he does step it up, or maybe he goes back to his old ways. Like I think that's one thing that's going to be a very interesting dynamic moving forward, because he is going to have eventually he's going to have to be the bad guy. Like you can't be good cop, bad cop and put DeMeco Ryans in that spot to be the bad cop every single time.
And that's where I'm going to be interested to see who they bring in free agency and in the draft. Because you need, yeah, this is a really young offense that has some talent, but you need some veterans in there to really set the tone, and they could be the guys that hold people accountable. But yeah, with the young receiver room, young running backs, like I think they really need to bring in a veteran wide receiver. I don't know. But with the young receiver room, young running backs, and a young quarterback coming in, I do think you need to bring in a veteran quarterback, maybe Jimmy G, a veteran receiver, and those can be the guys that hold the other players accountable if Kliff Kingsbury is not going to do it. Because I think on the defensive side, DeMeco will hold people accountable, and the players that he brings in definitely are going to be the type to hold other players accountable. So you need to set the culture in Houston very unlike the way you set the culture in Arizona by bringing in like a Hollywood Brown, bringing in a Kyler Murray. And DeAndre Hopkins was a team guy, but by the end of it, he was so sick of everyone else, like he was not helping the situation. So you need
Yeah.
to really shift Kliff's mindset in that, letting kind of the players do whatever they want.
Yeah. And I think so. They're also bringing over, I believe, the like defensive line coach from the Arizona Cardinals. So it does seem like DeMeco Ryans did have a lot of respect for just the regime in general that Kliff Kingsbury was running. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see, like again, what other pieces fall around that coaching staff and how free agency really shakes out. If they do decide to go get a veteran quarterback such as a la a Jimmy G, it'd be interesting to see if they end up, just being like, yeah, fuck it. We can actually go without drafting a young guy, or maybe, I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they shape it up, because maybe they trade down in the draft. Maybe they just go, because they have a lot of needs. Like the Texans suck. The Texans are really, really bad. And so maybe this is just a year. Like if your quarterback goes off the board, maybe hey, let's trade back. Let's accumulate picks and let's build out this team that has a lot of holes in it. So rather than go get someone who you're not, as high on at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, let us know in the comments. Do you think Kliff Kingsbury is the right guy for the job? Go and like, comment, subscribe.
Later.